27 newsmakers, reporters, and analysts were out on this week's Sunday morning talk shows, but only one gets to have the last word. That honor, we think of it as an honor, goes this week to the Democratic mayor of Los Angeles, the newly re-elected Democratic mayor of Los Angeles, Antonio Villaraigosa. Mr. Mayor, thanks for joining us on State of the Union. I want to begin with...
Hi, John.
Good morning to you in L.A. I want to begin with a question I've asked other mayors, and I sense a growing level of frustration. I was in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia last week, Winston-Salem, North Carolina just the other day. In both towns, the mayors, Democrats like yourself, who supported Barack Obama, say we need that stimulus money, but we can't get good answers on when it's coming. Are you in the same position?
Well, I'm in a little different position. I'll tell you why. First of all, I recognize that we're not going to fix this broken economy in 2 weeks or 2 months. If you look at history, we haven't been in a financial crisis like this since the Great Depression. We didn't get out of it in 2 weeks or 2 months. It took a decade. And the fact of the matter, this is going to take time. We obviously want to get as much of that money on the streets and in our neighborhoods as quickly as possible. We want to make sure that metropolitan areas that generate 90% of the GNP are getting the biggest pot of that money. But the fact of the matter is, just listening to those talking heads right now, it's broken. The system is broken. These people are fighting an election that they lost a few months ago. The nation has to come together. In cities, people aren't as concerned with being a Democrat or a Republican. I happen to be a Democrat. They want you to fix things. They want you to get things done. And part of why we're not getting things done is you have people like some of the people that I just heard who are continually taking shots at President Obama and his proposals and really don't have anything to offer except they're against the party of no.
Well, but let me stay on the Obama administration for just a moment. In terms of the process, do you see Washington moving more quickly to get you that money, or is it the same old Washington where the bill was passed through Congress with great urgency? The president said we need to do this now. But if you talk to mayors and governors, they say, well, if you have to pass it so fast, why can't you send us the money so fast?
Well, I'd like to see the money get on the ground as quickly as possible. They have to also, with federal money and the accountability and transparency that we want, they have to have some, regulations or guidelines for how they formulas for how they disperse that money, and that's going to happen. I'm more concerned with what I just heard and what I've seen over the last few months. Partisan bickering, this angry party of no that continually tries to undermine the initiatives of this president.
Well, let's talk about what might need to be done in the future. And as we do so, I want to look and put up for our viewers national unemployment numbers. The unemployment rate went up to 8.1% nationally in February. You are the mayor of one of America's great and very diverse cities. If you look at unemployment rate among Asians, 6.9% nationally, among whites, 7.3%, among Hispanics, 10.9%, and among blacks, 13.4%. As a mayor of one of America's most diverse cities, where you have among Asians, Latinos, African Americans, and whites the struggles in this high unemployment economy, do you believe that we will need more stimulus from Washington and perhaps from some state capitals as well, given the depths of this economic crisis?
Yes, I do. And in Los Angeles, our unemployment rate is documented at 12%. In October, it was 8%. In early January, it was 10%. And it's going up. The fact of the matter is we're in a crisis that does need immediate attention. And you're right, I would like to see more stimulus around infrastructure. A lot has been said about earmarks. The fact of the matter is not all earmarks are the same. If you have a bridge that goes to nowhere, anywhere in America, that connects the ducks to the geese, that's not a good thing. If you have a bridge that's connecting the 2 largest ports in America, that's a good thing. That could be an earmark. If you have a subway to the sea that would be the most heavily used subway in the United States of America, and you earmark it, that's a good thing. This talk about earmarks is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. What we don't want are earmarks that don't do anything to stimulate the economy and to really make the kind of impact in the infrastructure that we need in our cities and our states.
Let me close by trying to keep a streak alive here. This is our last word segment. We call it on our program. Last week in this segment, we had Congressman Neil Abercrombie of Hawaii. He sat in the chair. He delivered his passionate case for the last word. Then he said he's going to run for governor of Hawaii. We have the mayor of Los Angeles just reelected in the chair today, a potential candidate for governor of California when Mr. Schwarzenegger fades from the scene. How about it, Mr. Mayor? You're going to run?
I love Los Angeles, and I'm focused on this job. I want to get people back to work. I want to continue to build on the foundation that we've done in the past. My last word will be throw the bums out. If these people can't accept that they lost an election, if they can't work with the President of the United States and get beyond the partisanship, they can't work together to really put money in stimulus, infrastructure projects, then they shouldn't be in the Congress representing the great people of this nation.
Let me ask you a little bit about your political standing. There are some out there who say 55% against what they called a relatively weak field did not leave you in good stead should you decide to mount a statewide campaign. Assess your political prospects right now when you look at the governor's race.
Well, I'm focused on this job. Those people, I have my own talking heads here in Los Angeles. None of them are on the field. They're Monday morning quarterbacks. The fact of the matter is we won overwhelmingly. But the important thing is that we've got a lot of work to do. I recognize that. One of the things I saw as I went across this city is people are scared. They're fearful of losing their jobs, being able to put food on their table, being homeless even. That tent city in Sacramento that I saw the other day was absolutely chilling, and we've got to do something about it. I'm prepared to roll up my sleeves and work across partisan lines with business and labor, with everybody, with the Congress and the state to get the job done.
You sound like an almost candidate there, Mr. Mayor. We will keep in touch as you make your decision.